Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here, and welcome to Fate. So this is sort of an interesting one for me. I used to play this game a lot when I was younger. It was really... I played Baldur's Gate before this, but this was one of my first real introductions to fantasy in general. I knew a little bit about D&D, a bit about Baldur's Gate and stuff, but I was only had limited exposure to it. This was the first one I was able to play almost completely freely. I remember when we were younger, we got access to a whole pack of Wild Tangent games, but we couldn't actually play any of them because they were all like free trial type things. There were a lot of fun ones that we played with free trials, and then we got Fate. And this was the first one that we really pushed and actually got the whole game instead of just having free trials for it. And it was a big deal. Now, it's a pretty simple game. I'll be explaining it to those who don't know as I go along, but it's also a reasonably popular one, at least. So most people, especially those familiar with genres like this, will already know how it plays. But I'll go through it. So I'm going to start a new game. I'm going to put it on Hero. Legend's kind of grindy. Anything below is really kind of easy in most regards, like comically easy. Hero's a decent middle ground, so that's where I'll stick. Honestly, neither of these matter. My hairstyle's never going to be seen because I'm going to wear a helmet all the time. And the faces, there are not a lot of options like that even matter. I don't know. That works. I don't really care about my name, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. The pet is either a cat or a dog. I'm going to stick with dog. We're just going to go random name on him too, because, again, it doesn't really matter.
Since oldest living memory,
the lore doesn't matter.
The dungeon gate has stood in the heart.
That's
of
always the
old
same.
world.
This next panel does actually matter. A cave giant. That's actually a weird monster here. I don't see all that often. Ooze the Grim. It's on the 50th level, so that's as deep as the final boss can be. Alright, so basically what that is at the start of the game it tells you what boss you're going to try and kill. That's the goal, is to get there and kill him. That's the goal of your game, but it doesn't actually have to end there.
Your journey has begun.
See, Fate is a pretty standard dungeon crawler. I'm just going to turn all of those on. And this here takes you into the dungeon, and it just keeps going. It has no limit to it. And that's the whole game, basically, is just exploring the dungeon.
I've got something special you might be
Now,
interested in.
I'm kind of poor, is the thing. So what we see here, people sell different stuff. This guy sells a little bit of everything. Anything that doesn't have a background is a standard item. Anything that has a pink background is a magic one. Anything with a teal background is a unique item. Which basically just means it has an extra name on it, like it says it belongs to someone, basically. And all the other stuff under it is just the other benefits it gives you. It gives you more benefits than a pink one, which usually will have anywhere between 1 and 3, usually 1 feature. And they're also all way overpriced. I only have 250. So here's the thing about me playing this game. I love the game. I really like the gameplay. This is just my storage chest. However, I am not a grinder. I am not going to spend ages fishing at the pier or in the dungeon, even though I know it's basically a way to just print money, because I don't find it fun. Fishing is in the game. You can get infinite stuff from it. I'm not going to do it because it takes forever and it's boring.
You have received a test.
The voices might be kind of loud. I'll probably turn it down a bit.
Day to you.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me go into the options, because I thought... Here, I think that all sound effects are just funneled onto the same one. Voices might not be manipulatable, though. Let me see.
Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah, they're not. Okay, so we'll turn those back up a little bit. That's that's unfortunate. Oh well. That's fine. We don't have to talk that often anyway. I love the music in this game. It lives rent-free in my head all the time.
Day to you.
Okay, that's on level 2, and I always want to go with whatever the earliest ones I can get are. So quests are pretty simple. They usually fall into 3 broad categories. Kill a boss, find an item, or kill a group of monsters. Sometimes you will get combinations. So I have 2 right now.
Received a quest.
Kill 6 cave beetles, 6 goblins. Those are both just monster killing groups, just cullings. Those are generally pretty simple, although they can be annoying if there are only exactly the number you need, because it's easy to miss a monster or 2 on a level. I generally full clear levels of the dungeon before moving on. Okay. And then sometimes you'll have a combination. You'll have a boss with an item, you'll have a boss with an army and an item. You never know what you'll get. Okay, so that's a boss for level 2. I'm going to have to go with the level 2 thing, because someone doesn't have a third one for level 1. And that's just how the game goes. I could always reset it by reloading, but I only do that in very dire instances.
And you're always welcome
Has
here.
assembled an army of modeled lurkers. Yeah, we'll do
You
that.
have received a
A
task.
beetle who's a boss with a pile of monsters. Most monsters are going to be pretty easy, and I like to full clear levels as I go through them. I could actually get some low-level stuff. I can afford both of these. I'll do that. A cap and a belt, that's some extra defense. That guy's a gambler, and the way gambling works in this is he just has stuff, and all of this is magical, but you don't know how magical until you buy it. And so, you know, it could be cursed, it could have other things, you never know. This guy just sells gear. The goblins, there's 2, there's one here, and there's one over by the first merchant I talked to. They deal with gems, which we'll get into later.
Day to you, wanderer.
This woman here, oh, I want to buy that so bad. That's like my favorite item in the game right there. She sells magic-related stuff and gems. Gems are also, they're going to be important later. The NPCs I talk to for quests, that's all they do is quests. This guy increases your renown, which will come into play later. She'll just heal you fully for free at any point. So that's always handy. This guy here can enchant your gear, but he's random and he's expensive. So generally he doesn't come into play for a while. And then there's 2 more merchants, which are just this guy here, who sells potions and other miscellaneous tools, but not gear. And then this guy sells anything, pretty much. He's a wild merchant. This guy is just for the main quest. He reminds you what your main quest is, and he rewards you when you complete it. So, I have some basic gear, nothing that good. For some defense, I have the worst weapon in the game, of course, which is just a quick little axe. 1 scroll that'll portal me back to town, 1 scroll to identify a magic item, and 3 health potions. There's a chance I'll find a magic item on the first level, but they're not super common at this stage. Loot levels up with you as you level. Now, I think I'm going to go with, because there's a decent number of weapon options in the game. Alright, we're in. I killed that guy. What I'm going to stick with... Hey, the magic item. That was fast. Yeah, we're going to do it. This one, attack bonus. Receives extra enchantment. Cool. So that's a random find. There's 3 different types of main random things that you'll find that have positive or negative effects. Magic anvils are 1. They'll give you 1 free... Basically, the guy who enchants stuff, they give you 1 free shot of that. So it could go bad, it could go good, it usually does nothing. And I already found a club that's a little better than my weapon, although it's slower, but it's got a couple minor bonuses to it. I also have a pet. The pet can attack alongside me. He generally is going to have a lot more health than I do. He can tank stuff, but he's got no real defense. We can work with him more later. At the moment, he'll just level up with me. His main purpose... I think early on, he does significantly more damage than me at this stage of the game. But his main, oh, there's a goblin. Yeah, we gotta kill a few of these guys. His main purpose is that he could take stuff and then bring it back to town and sell it while you're down here. So, he'll be doing that a lot. I'm not a caster. I don't plan on doing mage stuff. So, I probably... Really? Right away, cap. Better than my cap, though. Defenses are... Ooh, that's a magic spear. Yeah, it's an icy one. That would be better than this, but I already used my identify. There's always stuff that the urns and the barrels and boxes, you can break these. Sometimes they're trapped like that. Usually traps don't come in till much later. That's a boss. Ooh, with magic. Bosses use magic, and they can have any spells in the game. Sometimes they have really powerful ones. They also have random resistances and stuff, which is what he has there. He's already a slime, and he poisoned my pet. He's a slime, so he already has a lot of crushing resistance, which means my weapon's not great. I probably should switch it. Oh, that's a great find. That's just 10 identify uses. Yeah, icy spear. Let's do that. Awesome. We're doing great so far. Game has made it easy on me. I don't believe there's any disadvantage to dual wielding, but I will probably end up using a shield. No, sorry, two-handed. I plan on sticking with polearms, which are sort of tricky to really spec into. But other stuff is either too straightforward and easy, which is more annoying than, or not annoying, but just sort of boring. Like, the bows I'm not a fan of, like ranged weapons in general, I don't think are great. I had to use one of my potions, that's not great. Bows and crossbows, I'm not a huge fan of. Wow. The gem isn't going to be super useful. That's a knockback gem, I believe. Life stolen, okay. But I don't have anything I can put it in yet. But I got a belt immediately. I'm not a magic user, so I'm just going to sell that. Oh boy.
You have gained experience and skill.
Got a good old level up.
You have sprung a trap.
Okay, so for level up, I'm gonna put it into polearm, even though I'm not using one yet, but I will the moment I can. Polearms are, I think, the highest damaging weapon in the game, but they're two-handed, and they generally have some hefty stat requirements on them. But they hit harder than pretty much any other type of weapon. Club and mace, hammer, and axe are always easy options because they're pure strength. So you just pump strength, and you'll deal lots of damage with them. Swords, spears, polearms take dexterity and strength for the most part. Spears aren't great in general. Polearms hit really hard. Swords are fast. Those are the main ones. And then there's ranged option, which isn't really important. Dual wield, critical strike, and spell casting, and shield and battle. Those all have other benefits depending on what you're doing. And then the magical ones for certain types of magic. Now, I don't plan on putting up my magic at all, because 10 is all I need for, like, the only magic spell I ever intend on getting. Vitality is always great, but it's only used for a single item stat requirement, and that item is unimportant. So, to meet stat requirements for better gear, I'm going to mostly just pump strength and dex. And the way I'm going to do it for at least a while is 3 into strength, 2 into dex, and that will steadily put the stuff up so that I can use better polearms. So that's going to be my breakdown for probably the whole game. You don't need an insane amount of dex to use most polearms.
You have completed a quest.
Okay, that's all the beetles. You need significantly less dexterity than strength, and so I shouldn't need that much dex. And that's a socketed light hand axe, but I'm not going to use it. 1% life stolen per hit is basically nothing. And another socketed item. Man, my loot's great so far. It normally isn't. Just a ring for some cash. The gems and the items are both worth a lot more when sold separately. Gems are just worth a lot in general, even when they're not very good. So I can make some solid early game money using those. I am very close to death. Oh my word. I may have to flee before too long. Okay, there's another health potion. Let's grab that. Thank goodness. Finish this guy off.
You cannot carry anymore.
Okay.
Your pack is full.
Let's have our pet pick that up. Man, I generally don't even fill up my whole pack when I play standard. Ooh, that's going to be worth a lot of money at least. Chance of finding magic items is one of the best stats ever, especially early on, because you can just start piling on magic items. You'll find them in huge numbers. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't need any of that. We'll send him back right now. He'll come back with full health in 10 seconds and bring me the cash for all that. Yeah, normally I don't have to start sending him out until, like, I don't know, level 5 or so. Generally, things just don't drop very much.
You have gained an experience and skill.
Yeah, don't get used to constant level ups. Oh, I should have given him these two. Whoa! Those are both... Okay. That one we'll put over here. Yeah, we'll definitely use it. Oh my word. This is divine. I'm not going to use those potions, so we'll just sell them. Full arm. Oh, I have knockback now. My new weapon gave me knockback. Is that what it... Yeah, +1 knockback. And just extra damage and life bonus. And it gives me a bunch of extra defense. Boy, this is great. This is already, possibly, my best start ever that I've ever played in this game. This is ridiculous.
The quest is completed.
Okay, that's our last goblin, so we're good on quests for this level. All I gotta do is loot and explore the whole thing. And it's pretty big because I'm playing on a relatively high difficulty. And that will, like, once you get to a high enough level of the dungeon, or deep enough depth, I guess, of the dungeon, it no longer matters. Like, the places will just be huge in general. But if you're playing on lower difficulty, the first few levels will be a lot slower. A little slower, smaller. Alright, well, mostly what we're facing here, I think the goblins, we've probably killed them all. There might be a few more. They usually don't appear until level 2 or 3. Oh yeah, there's more. I'm on a higher difficulty, so they're down here. But quests can cause enemies that shouldn't appear yet to appear several levels early. In quest form, you know. A certain number for a group or a boss of a type that you haven't yet really seen. Another unique item. I not only found an identified book, I have already used most of it. This never happens. I want to be clear about that. This is a fantastic run so far. This is so much money. Stamina potion. Oh yeah, stamina. I haven't even talked about that. You can see mana down here for casting, health over here. Those are simple. Stamina is the yellow one, and literally the only thing it dictates is running. As you run, it decreases. That's it. That's its only use. It's sort of a terrible stat in the game, because all it means is, if it runs out, you just have to walk until it recharges. And that's boring. No one likes that. So I'll hopefully have a permanent solution to that before too long. The white bar above it is experience, and in the first couple of levels, you'll level up very fast and a lot, and then it'll start slowing down quite a bit. That's just how the game goes, though, so it's no surprise. We shouldn't encounter anything else using magic. Bosses are about the only thing. There are random bosses, but by and large, most of them only appear in... boy, he had a... my word. Most bosses only appear as part of quests. Okay, an Azure Longstaff. Some magic items are already identified. Azure, Crimson, and Emerald staves, which are a class of staves that you'll find all over the place, just boost specific types of magic. That's attack bonus, which, yeah. Alright, yeah, head out and bring me a lot more money again.
Departed.
I may have to start relying on my pet as a meat shield. I am getting pretty hurt again. Those higher difficulties, they'll do that to you. But I'm going to be rich enough that I can afford quite a bit when I get back. I haven't even turned in my quests yet. And those are worth a lot. It does feel random sometimes, trying to figure out which of you...
gained in experience and skill.
Perfect timing. Which of you the enemy is going to attack. Sometimes they'll attack your pet, sometimes they'll attack you, and it does feel almost random a lot of times. You can also never tell how far away they're going to spot you. Some enemies see you from a very long distance. So you got to get right up in their face before they respond. I said it was an emerald staff. I'm pretty sure it's actually a jade staff. Alright, well, we're making bank so far. Like I said, probably my best initial run. Except for that one where I think I got an artifact. I talked about the different... Oh, another boss. I talked about the one run that I had one time. Or not, sorry. Get my terms confused here. I talked about the different types of magical items.
Your pet has increased in power.
Okay, he leveled up. There's a type I didn't talk about. The teal ones are unique items, which normally, just so everyone's aware, I usually don't find a single unique item until I get 3 or 4 levels in. At least one from an enemy in the dungeon. I find them for sale, but can't afford them because of how early it is and how expensive the things are. So that was a really rare find. I mean, I found like 3 or 4 of them so far on this level.
Trap.
They don't feel that unique right now, but trust me, they are.
A trap has been sprung.
Ouch. These traps are taking it out of me. Well, anyway, there's another class of item that is the rarest by a wide margin, and those are artifacts. Artifacts are yellow instead of teal or pink or purple or whatever color you want to call it. And, alright. Well, there goes my last identify, but I think it served its purpose. The yellow items are, as artifacts, they have very specific names and stats. They are always pretty much exactly the same as one another. And there's like, I think one for each item in the game with maybe a few crossovers or something. There's quite a few. And then there's a couple of very unique items that only exist in artifact form. So they'll have a very specific name, they'll do very specific things, and they have like a 15 times inflated price. They are worth an insane amount of money. And so I've had early runs where I'll get one of those. Usually one of two shields. There's a buckler and a studded buckler, which are two very early game shields. And usually I'll find one of those, the artifact variant, and you'll get like 15 grand right out the gate from the thing. So that's always a lucky find if I do that. There's a part of this that I haven't explored. Hold on. Thought I searched the whole place. On the first level, I always use the main entrance. That way I don't have to waste my scroll. I can save a little money. And of course, it's a side closet. Used all of my potions and everything else, though. This was profitable. Didn't die. Everything went well. Got a lot of loot. A lot of money. I'm gonna level up again from turning in these quests, and I'll make bank from the money they gave me. Is that a heartbeat for my low health?
Good day.
If it is, I've never noticed that before. Yeah, so there's another stat as well, other than just experience and gold that goes up, and that's fame. You'll notice it just gave me 89 fame. So what fame does, it's right here, it's renown. Your fame is what levels you up in renown. It's like a separate experience, basically. And it only goes up for completing quests and killing bosses. Those are the only two things. When it does go up, it gives you 4 skill points, but no... none of these, no attribute points. So you get 4 skill points to put around. I usually use that time to put things on one of these 4, depending on what I'm doing. For me, I'll probably put them on critical strike, because that gives you extra damage. And so I'll be swapping it between those for those. But anyway, the other thing that Renown does is it lets you use other items that you normally can't. So basically, you have separate classes of the items that are in the game.
Met.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it from this guy and then go see what the last quest is.
You have received a task.
Basically, I'm using spears right now. This is just a spear with an extra thing on it. But if I found a veteran spear, it'll have a little like a medal on the side of it, and that'll mean that it's a normal spear, but it's much stronger than a normal spear. It's basically the only way to describe it.
Never have you
They usually come into play at higher levels. And so you can get an item that's the same as what you have, but much better. And in order to use it, you have to have a certain level of fame. So, yeah, that's basically how that works. Okay, 11 to 25. So that's a pole arm right there. It's a big one. And it's pretty solid damage. So I'm going to use that, because I can afford it. Just look at that inflated price. He gave me 400 for the thing. And then he put its price up by like 7 times. 18 to 149. Don't need that, though. That's a slightly better cap than mine. I'm using two-handed now, so I can't use much of anything else. Let's see.
May the light shine upon you.
It's a Zircon, but I still don't have... The reason I like these is chance of finding magic items. You stack a few of those on, you are rolling in cash very soon. Okay, I need to get more identify stuff. I need a few healing potions, and then I'll see what I got to work with.
Well, what can
Apparently
I do for
I'm really
you?
lucky, so we're going to take that. Those are only 25 a pop, so we'll take them all. I should be able to put things down.
It's practically
Basically,
stealing.
that's ideal. Yep, we'll take it. Yeah, here you can see these have a star. That does not have any extra usage requirements. That's just because I'm on a higher difficulty, so there are better versions of other weapons. Spectral crossbows. I have never used one of these things, because if I use crossbows, I'm generally not putting up magic, and you have to use this one specific item. Sort of garbage. Studded belt is a nice defensive option, but it takes a lot of strength, and it doesn't give a lot of defense in return. So I'm not going to worry about those right yet. Normally, if I see something I want to use but I can't use it yet, I'll buy it and leave it in my storage trunk.
Be welcome,
So I'll take a look around and
traveler.
see what's there. Okay. I'm looking for a stamina spell. I can take Identify, but since I don't have any charm, I can't. It doesn't help me, basically, at all.
Never have you seen such fine craftsmanship.
Yeah, I guess I'll just take this. I got the money for it, so I might as well. Maybe I'll take a few more potions. Oh, no. No one has any more potions. Or at least none that I feel like spending money
Well,
on.
I've got plenty for sale, so I do.
Those are
eh?
good, but they're really expensive.
I've got deals nobody
Yeah.
can touch.
Okay, we'll just leave that in there, and we'll head back in. I think I only have the one quest for level 2, to kill a cave beetle, and it's 5 mottled lurkers. Mottled lurkers are the spiders that I've been killing. Yeah, so at this stage of the game, the enemies aren't going to be that scary. They're pretty straightforward. Some of them actually use weapons like the death caps and the goblins, but for the most part, they're gels and they're animals. The gels are going to get phased out pretty fast. We're talking probably no more than 10 levels in, and you'll only see one occasionally, and it's going to be of the one type we have not yet seen. There's 5 different types. There's the emerald, azure, and ruby ones that just get progressively stronger, but are otherwise pretty basic. Oh, there's a new enemy type. They're basically just goblins in their behavior. Then there's also the noxious, and, hey, there's the way down. And voltaic? Yeah, voltaic slimes, or gels. The voltaic ones, a new health potion. They throw lightning magic around, and they're just stronger than all the other ones. The noxious ones, they hit pretty hard. So is this slashing or piercing? Piercing, okay. They hit reasonably hard, but the main thing they do is poison you, as you probably could have guessed. So, yeah, those are going to be the other slime types that come in. Man, a lot of health potions. My word. Okay, we found one of the other points of interest. I mentioned there were 3, and the anvil was one of them. Well, this is another one.
Will you tempt fate?
Alright, we tempt fate and pry the gems from the statues. There's 2 gems in the eyes. I can try to take them, and they'll either give me gems or summon a boss for me to fight. Either way, this one's a win-win. Alright, we got a boss. If I can hit him, that'd be great. Yeah, as you can see, we hit really hard now. Cool. Extra boss. This is another thing you can find around. These are fountains. They're fountains of stamina, health, and mana, but this Fountain of Wellness, it does everything.
You are
So
refreshed.
that'll heal me completely 100% in all ways. I probably should have kept it, just to, until I was more injured and then gone and used it, but
Your pet has increased in power.
I think I'm doing good enough. And I found enough potions. There's a noxious
You are
gel,
poisoned.
and I'm poisoned. Okay, well, their poison's not that bad. And yes, even in a game that was from the early 2000s, I think this was from the early 2000s, when there's like, you'd think there's only one type of poison,
Trap has been
there are
sprung.
not. Different things hit you with different severities of poison that both last longer and do a lot more damage. Oh, that's our first gang leader enemy. You notice this rat here, the first one I killed was a sewer rat. He was surrounded by standard rats. 3 of them. Certain enemies are like that. They will spawn in, and when they do, 3 to 5 of a minor enemy, it's like a weaker version of them, will spawn with them, and they'll all attack you together. I'm gonna use that, just because it's a trashy one. Holy smokes!
The quest is completed.
Alright, well that was our target.
You have sprung a trap.
Yeah, we're out here one-shotting at this point.
You feel refreshed.
Alright, well that was fast. It was an easy one. Usually, it's very rare the dungeon has big open levels like this. Ah, there's a voltaic. It's very rare the dungeon has open levels. It's almost always winding caverns and paths, but every now and then you'll get one of these big open ones. It's very easy to run through.
You enter the portal.
Alright, I'll probably pick up a book of town portals. It gives you 10 uses, takes a while to work through it, but you get them for half off.
You have gained
Fine
fame.
day to you.
Okay, my fame's up. So we'll put that into critical strike. I'm very close to leveling up, but I can't just yet. Oh, I didn't sell off my pet stuff, right. It's a nice, pretty nice buckler, actually. Alright, sell everything
Never
to
have
you.
you seen such fine craftsmanship.
Yeah, I'll just sell that. The potion isn't that big a deal. Still can't use that. Of course, I will never use those. They're slightly better than basic boots. They're the second in line. However, they give you a skirt, and it looks really stupid, and I hate it, so I don't use those. Everything else he's got is for mages. Why do you carry so much mage gear, man? Whatever. At least I have a
good day to
breastplate.
you, wanderer.
Another Zircon. No, still no spell I want. I will take another one of these. Oh, let's put that there. Okay, and let's see. I have
Hello.
You feel
3 people who
refreshed.
can give me quests. Let's see if one of them
A
has
fine
something
day.
for level 3. That's level 4, and those are kobolds. Yeah, every now and then a quest rewards you with an item. By no means do they have to, though. It's level 5. That's just a boss who has an item the guy wants. Some of the things these people say, like, it's weird that a zombie is giving you a quest anyway.
Good day.
Okay, I guess we're sticking with the level 4 guy. But some of the things they say as a pretense to have you go on a quest are pretty funny. Sometimes they'll be like, this thing is killing my chickens, and it's on, like, level 70 of the dungeon, and you're like, how in the world
Good day.
You have received
is, like,
the task.
a world-endingly powerful monster that deep underground threatening your chickens, and that's the problem you have with it? It's sort of funny.
Well, I've got plenty for sale,
Okay,
so I do.
I'm still good on healing potions. I don't need that. I need one of these. Yeah, that's about... Yeah, I'm good.
You look like you know a
What you
bargain
got?
when you see one.
Nothing worth it? Yeah. I think we'll just... I can use that. That's better than mine. But only by a few points. That's a decent bit of money at this stage. I'm just going to take the shirt. We'll throw that in the box. Breastplate is the most significant armor because of how much the armor rating changes based on it. So, if I have the option, I always get breastplates over other stuff. Still haven't found any boots worth getting.
You step into
Good
the
jewelry,
portal.
that doesn't come into play until later, usually, because there's a lot of options that jewelry can alter, a lot of different things it can do, and it's rare to find something worth keeping early on. That's another reason I like Sir. Hey,
Hello, wanderer.
merchant down here. Yes, that's the spell I want. Okay. Let's see. He's got a better belt, but I can't use it yet. Ooh. Nah, mine's better. And another superior Zircon. It's so expensive, though, I can't afford it. See, everyone else's inventories change every time that you leave and come back. The guys in the dungeon, they stay the same for as long as that level of the dungeon remains unchanged. That was a lesser basilisk, but don't worry, they don't turn you to stone in this.
A new spell
Boom.
has been
Alright,
learned.
so what that does, now I got this spell over here. It's the only one I'm going to take. There's like 3 things you can get with a magic of 10, which is the starting one, and it's this, and identify, and then get rid of everything you've summoned. And so those 2 are useless. This is all I want. What it does is makes it so my stamina does not deplete when I walk. It increases a lot faster when I stand still, and it slowly increases when I run. I pretty much never have to worry about stamina now. And so I'm just going to keep that. Sewer rat. That was a crit. Killed the
You have
spider.
been granted new
Already
skills.
level up. Sure. I should have just kept my, No, I couldn't have used the shirt, but I can use that belt.
Have I got a deal for you?
Yeah, take those. Sure. That's solid enough defense at this point. More magic items. Oh, on that world? Oh no, this is a boss. This is an important boss. How did I forget this thing existed? Okay, that's an cursed sword. I did not even notice that. Cursed swords are terrifying. And these are Nocturne Fungus, which are a level or 2 ahead of me at this point. Let's just focus on killing him. Okay, he's dead. I was not anticipating to run into that boss. I should pay more attention to what I am hired to kill. Because things like that are terrifying. Cursed swords
The quest is completed.
They hit hard, they always have lots of health, and they are immune to a reasonably wide variety of effects and damage types. So, yeah, they can be tricky. I was not expecting to come across one on level 3. Usually they don't show up until like level 10.
You know a bargain when you see one.
Okay, just take all of my garbage. Oh, I guess I could take slow. I think that's a Magic 10 option as well. That's a decent debuff to drop on someone. It's infuriating when it gets used on you, and there are a handful of different enemy types who will use it on you. That's a treasure room. If you ever see a ton of gold lying on the floor like that in large quantities, that's a treasure room. Treasure rooms are great because they always have a bunch of stuff to get, and more importantly, any magic items that drop from any chests or crates or boxes or anything in here are automatically artifacts. Or not artifacts, unique items. That is a mimic. They're also immune to a wide variety of stuff, as you can see. Ah, dang it. No magic items, just some basic stuff. That's casting speed, don't need that. The scythe is worse than my option. Alright, well, I got a little cash, I guess. What's my other quest down here? A nocturne fungus. There's a lot of nocturne funguses. He's got an item to take. Alright, well, that half the dungeon's basically clear. Tunnel crawler. Oh, there he is. Tunnel crawlers are not scary. But they have a stronger variant that comes into play
increased in power.
much further down the
completed
line.
quest.
And those things have one of the most lethal poisons in the game. Ah. The gloves are slightly better than mine. It is not enough to offset the magic item finding. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to keep that there. This can do extra damage if it's applied to a weapon or give a bunch of resistance to an element in armor. Either way, it's usually not going to be enough to actually matter.
The trap.
Wow, we just one-tapped that thing. Yeah, sometimes a trap summons a cursed sword. It's like, I think the one type of trap that can be on a chest is it summons a cursed sword. But it summons the sword at the same level. The sword is going to be the same level as the level of the dungeon you're on. Right now, I think most things are a little higher level than me. Yeah, they're like level 3 and stuff, as you can see with these. But some of them, it sort of varies. I think on higher difficulties, their level will usually always be higher than mine. But on lower difficulties, the levels are usually much lower.
Refreshed.
Or at least low enough to be significant. And so when you spring one of those traps, it'll summon a sword that's a lot stronger than the stuff around you. I probably won't notice a huge difference on this difficulty, though. Alright, let's just finish off what else is around here, which probably is not much.
You have sprung the trap.
Another turquoise. Strange. Yeah, if you do play, be sure to never accidentally sell a quest item. You cannot buy it back without spending a lot of money, and you cannot finish a quest without turning the thing in, so there's no way around it. You're just going to be forced to abandon the quest at that point, which you never want to do, because, you know, then you went through all that work for nothing. However, sometimes you'll find a quest item that's just really, really good, and it means more to you than completing the quest. There are times where I have turned them in that instance.
You have triggered a trap.
I got another scroll. You can add scrolls to books, so I always do that when I find them in situations like this. Here, you go drop
Your pet
off.
has departed.
So the time it takes him to get back will steadily increase with every level down that we go, until it caps at 2 minutes. And so that's going to be, at the end, basically, the longest time we have to wait. Right now, if there were too much stuff for me to carry, I could just send him out and then wait, and he'd be back and we'd take it and sell it. But at higher levels, that's not really an option, because 2 minutes is a long time. At least it's not for a recording. And it's a misery when you're not recording.
Your pet has returned.
If that happens, if I get to that point, and that continues to be a problem for me in this game, then what I'm probably going to do
You step into the portal.
is just not take everything. We just take some stuff. Okay. 2 quests to turn in.
You gain fame.
Is that a helm? It is a helm. And I am already up on my fame again. We've killed a lot of bosses. More than I expected. Okay, you. Oh, voltaic gel. Yeah, killing his chickens. Voltaic gel.
You have received the
That's
quest.
level 4, so we're going to take it. Okay, let's turn in our belt. See what else we can get here.
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay, that's level 5. It's a sword. I don't need it.
Come closer.
The helm is a lot better than
I
mine,
might be able to cut you
but I still can't use it. Hold on. What are my stats at? Can I use this yet? No. And I won't be able to for another time. Okay, I'm going to keep the helmet on me because I might be able to use it.
Hello.
You have
Okay, we'll
received
do
the
that.
quest.
That's a jackal fiend. They're a handful.
You look
Stronger
like you
than
know
most
a
other
bargain
monsters,
when
but
you
I think we
see
can take them
one.
no problem. Okay. We'll take this. Worth. Not gonna wear the boots. I'm not doing it. I'm tempted to spend the money on one of those, but I don't think it's worth it.
Let me show you what I have to sell, eh?
I'll just use that at some point. It's close to worthless. Yeah, so you can add these to this here, and you'll notice when you do it, it increases the price, but only by half as much as a single scroll. So if you want to buy someone out of what they have, definitely throw the scrolls into the books first. Okay, I could purchase some antidotes, but poison is not a common enough problem for me to do that yet.
Don't be wasting my time.
It's a better back to Corbin. Poleaxe isn't very good. Could use that, but that's a lot of money for that thing, which is not really worth it. A 350 is not bad. We'll do that. It looks kind of goofy, but it's better defense. Let's see. That's a solid enough jump, I'd say, to make it worth it. Yeah, we'll do it. Still not enough money
May the light
to
shine
invest in
upon
much
you.
of anything else. 3,000 for 1 attack bonus? I don't think so. Okay.
You enter the portal.
Let's see if we can get through level 4 then. I should have 2 quests here. One was just a right, the voltaic gel, and then just 4 kobolds. Yeah, that's nothing. Jackal fiends are big and they use weapons, but standard ones shouldn't be a problem. It's only the higher tier ones. Jackal fiend elites aren't that bad. Jackal fiend assassins, they can be a handful. Oh, that was a kobold, so 1 down.
You have sprung a trap.
A grouper. Alright, so fish. Fish are important because they transform your pet. So using that grouper, which is the most common basic kind of fish in the game, is the grouper. For 5 minutes, he will turn into a creeping widow, which is a lot stronger than the normal dog
Your
and
pet
can
has been
poison folk.
transformed.
5 minutes isn't a long time, but it's reasonably long down here. Ooh, treasure room. However, there are different sizes of them. Lunker is the second largest. That lasts for like, I think it's like 10 minutes or something. It's a while. Small is the second one. Hey, there's another one. And those are 5 minutes. Fingerling, those are only 2
Will
minutes.
you tempt
But if you can
fate?
find a flawless fish, that's permanent.
Fate smiles upon
Okay, this is the third kind of point of interest. Using one will either give you one of these stats, or one of these. Like, it can give you between 1 and 3, I think, bonus ones. Or it can take them away. Or it can do nothing. So those are always a risk.
you. Will you tempt fate?
2 more rubies. Awesome. Rubies are fire damage and resistance. And gems, for gems, in case it isn't clear yet, there are 3 different tiers, basically, of usefulness to the gem. Hey, an antidote. I'll keep it. But basically, you have cracked, which is half effectiveness. Just the name of the gem, like those ones they just said ruby. That's full effectiveness, and then superior, which is like an extra 50%. Those are the 3 types of gems you'll find. There are artifact gems, but they are supremely rare. I think I have only
You have
found
sprung
one
the trap.
ever outside of one of those statues. The statues are the most common way to get them. That is a mimic. Okay, got him. Well, they're throwing me sides, but I don't really have a use for the things. They're much weaker than mine. Okay. Is that's not the one we're hunting, is it? No, I'm hunting a voltaic gel. This is another
You have been poisoned.
noxious slime. Because I fought a boss on the first level. Ooh, yes. We'll just send you back
Your
now.
pet has departed.
Generally, a point or two lost to one of these shrines isn't that bad. It happens
You
rarely.
have gained in experience
You know,
and
you
skill.
still don't want it to happen. But it's usually not that bad. If I lose a magic, though, I can't use stamina. And so, then I'll have to reinvest in magic. I probably shouldn't have leveled up before using this altar, but we'll do it
Will
anyway.
you tempt fate?
Nothing. Okay. Nothing is usually what happens with those things. It's why I like the Fate statues. Either you get loot, or you get to kill a boss who might also have loot and definitely gives experience and fame. And there's no real bad outcome. And there's no nothing happens outcome, so it's not a waste of your time. There's our voltaic gel. Okay, kill him fast, because these guys are
Your
casters by
pet has
default.
returned.
And if the thing you're fighting
You have
is...
completed the quest.
Like I told you, bosses can have any spells. If it is a boss, if the boss type is a monster that normally uses magic, then he's guaranteed to have random spells. Which normally isn't that big a deal, but sometimes they'll pull out something weird, like a very high-level summoning spell, and you will have to fight a monster. Oh, no. Dang it. It's another gang enemy. An imp shaman that spawns in with a handful of imps, and they will slow you. Okay, there we go. I hate getting slowed. Which is why I hate those enemies. They're pretty common once you get into, yeah, about this level. Usually they only show up on level 5 or 6. Like I said, we'll be seeing things a few levels early every time. They're going to be pretty common for quite a while before they eventually get phased out. We've already, if you've noticed, Emerald and Azure gels just aren't appearing at all anymore. We're getting Noxious, some Voltaic. That's a Lizard Man. Some Voltaic,
A
and
trap has been sprung.
some Ruby. Some very few Rubies. That's because the others are too weak. They've already
trap
been
has
completely
been
phased
sprung.
out. Minor healing I cannot use. Okay. Yeah, you guys
Your
go.
pet has departed.
I'm just gonna use the major one. It's full health. I'll need it anyway. I've still got a decent bit of this level left to
A
explore.
trap has been sprung.
So yeah, this is a pretty basic game. I like it anyway. It's very enjoyable. I'll usually make up stories about it
You
as
have
I'm
completed the
playing it
quest.
alone. You know, you'll be given a name of a boss you gotta kill. I'll make up a reason why it's really important this boss be taken off the chessboard.
A trap has been
I
sprung.
mean, the basic idea is
Your pet
the
has
main boss at the
returned.
end is, you know, the big man in charge, that everything works for him. All the evil is tied directly
That is
to whatever that
impossible.
enemy is. So you can work with that. You know, there's a chain of command that goes all the way down to the bottom of the dungeon, and you're just working your way up it. But even so, even just by default, it's just an enjoyable game. It's got a simple and satisfying loop. Now, there are some people who really do like the fishing in it. I think because of how much money you make, they like making the money. Because you can fish up magic items, and gems, and jewelry. And just fish in general. You very rarely find any fish worth keeping. This was a small treasure room. So I just got an artifact, didn't I? No, I didn't. I thought that had to be an artifact. Maybe I was wrong about that. Yeah, no, I just never did enjoy the fishing much. You mostly just sit there until a thing appears above your character's head, and then you grab the fish. And that's it. Generally, it's a fish that is small or fingerling. Every now and then you'll get a lunker. But for me, I either wait. You can find groupers randomly. They're the only fish, I think, that spawns randomly, though. The only one. The rest of them, you either have to fish up yourself, or... Oh, that's a skeleton. He's going to be hard to kill because he resists all of our damage. you either have to fish them up yourself, or, more likely, kill the shaman before I get slowed. Or most likely, you'll have to go find a fisherman, which can be found in the dungeon, like the traveling merchant. It's the other type of traveling merchant. And then buy them from the fisherman.
A
But
trap has been sprung.
they rarely carry many flawless fish until you get to very high levels. So, yeah. Our pet will, hopefully before too long, be a spider forever. That'll just be a permanent change. And then that will just remain the case
You have triggered a
for
trap.
probably 10 to 20 levels. Holy smokes, that guy hurt. Okay, well, we've only got like one room left, so let's just kill this dude and then go check it out. Yeah, you can just go back.
Your pet has departed.
Did he?
Your
Weird.
pet has departed.
He started to move and then unshifted and then stopped. I've never seen that behavior before. But I don't usually use the temporary fish much anyway. So that's probably why.
You enter the portal.
He should meet me immediately. Yep,
Your pet has returned.
Be welcome,
here are
traveler.
these. Unfortunately, you don't have to worry about any weird economy stuff because everyone in the game gives you the exact same
Has
prices
grown more skilled.
for everything, no matter what. So that at least simplifies it. A hag, ooh, and creeping widows. Oh, those are poisonous spiders, and the hags use all kinds of nasty magic. That's like level. What are we on? Yeah, we're on level 4, so that's 3 levels
You
out.
have been
Fine day.
granted new skill.
Yes, that
You
was
have
enough to
gained
level me up.
fame.
Awesome. Alright, we're doing great progress so far.
Well
You
met.
feel
And
refreshed.
lots of money. Look at my cash.
May fortune favor you.
We have, we've made a lot of money very fast.
You don't find a better
A
deal
lot
than
more
in
than I
my
normally
shop.
do. That's solid armor. I cannot use it yet. He has no pole arms and nothing else I actually want. Let's see, right. The guy had the hag up above. Timberwolves, okay, so I am taking a quest
Fine
for the
day
hag.
to you.
A
You have
wereboar.
received a task.
Wereboars are nasty enemies. They hit pretty hard. They can use different
Let
weapons.
me show you what I have to sell, eh?
And they hit fast is the other thing. Okay, I'm just going to stack up. Yeah, these 2 identify books should keep me taken care of for a while. These should be all I need for now. Oh, I can use this, right. I did like my lucky hat.
Come closer. I might be able to cut you a deal.
12% more gold dropped by enemies. That's not bad, actually. That's a pretty handy one, but not good enough. Yeah, that's the best summoning spell in the game. Fire Drakes are pretty strong, level 28. But it's sort of set at that, so if you are a summoner, your stuff will bottom out. But if the enemies are summoners, then their stuff will be really strong long before it should be in the game. Okay. Well, I don't have any sockets. Well, how much does my life go up if I do this? 8 points. You know what? I'm selling the helmet. I'm sticking with my hat for now.
How may I help you?
Until I find something that's better enough to justify it.
Good day to you.
Here, we'll take that.
What's life without a little risk?
Sure. 16% strength. I always go to him for jewelry. Basically nothing else. Holy smokes, that's huge! Alright, that's great because, see, here's the thing. I can use better gear, I hit a lot harder. But it's also a ring, so I don't have to replace it with better gear at any point. It stays there until I find a better ring. And 16%, that's just going to keep getting better as I level up. That's big.
I've got deals nobody can touch.
Okay, so I got 8 grand right now. That is enough for a standard Zircon. So I think what I'm going to do now is try and get one. Because I want to get my economy up and moving.
You
Hello.
feel
And the way that I
refreshed.
do that is by saving and exiting. I don't do this normally for other items, right? If I look around town, no one has gear that I like, I won't
May
do
the light
this.
shine upon
But I will
you.
do it for these gems specifically. Because you basically are just at the whims of fate, which is kind of, I guess, the whole game.
Be welcome, traveler.
Unless you get one of these. And now, I'm guaranteed to get much richer.
You
I think I'll
step
try
into
to
the
push through
portal.
level 5 before calling it on this episode. I want to see this thing in action, and see if I hit a lot harder, like noticeably. Every level of strength, I think, puts up your damage by 1. So we should be hitting very hard right now. Let's just go rolling in. There's a big werebore here, and something else that I haven't checked for a while. Oh, I didn't take my quest for the hag, did I? Dang it. Oh well, doesn't matter. It wouldn't have been on this level anyway. Jackal Fiend. Okay, so we got 2 bosses. The Jackal Fiend and the werebore. And we have the Manor House. This type of dungeon layout... Oh, zombie. Real slow, real tough, hit really hard. Tunnel spiders. They're big, but they
trap has been
they don't
sprung.
poison you, so there's that at least. And we already found the way down. Kill the shaman. Kill the shaman. Yeah, because it'll heal its people and stuff. That's a goblin scout. That's the next tier of goblin enemy. Oh. Oh. You could not have chosen a worse type of enemy to fight me with. Worse for me. Tanking everything. Whoa! Okay, kill him fast. Kill him fast. Got him. Okay. Well, I did not expect to come across that thing. But we won. I tell you, random bosses. They could be terrifying. Is it just me, or did everything get a lot stronger?
Your pack
Seriously,
is full.
I am critting these things and they're not dying in one hit. And I increased my damage output by quite a bit before getting here. Enemies scale with you, but they generally scale, like, their level, not specifically their health and damage to yours. Oh well, I'll just send him out.
Your pet has departed.
He's good enough for now. So I don't know why they're all so durable. Maybe I just hit a threshold or something. Oh well, we're still hitting hard enough. Pole arms are slow, but they're strong. Yeah, the nice thing about having a few Zircons around is that once you have them, you never have to get rid of them, right? When you choose to get rid of an item... My word, this level is enormous. When you choose to get rid of an item, or get rid of a gem, I guess I should say, you can go to one of those 2 goblins in town. One of them will destroy the item and keep the gem. The
Your
other one
pet
will
has
destroy the gem and
returned.
keep the item. Like, you lose one of the 2 halves when you get the other. So what I do is I just never destroy the gem. If I'm using Zircons that are actually worth something, then I keep the Zircons. Always. A cracked Zircon every now and then, if the item is good enough, I might get rid of. But I only buy those if I literally like have pretty much no other choice. This is a treasure room, so let's plunder it. Ow, can you not, man? Okay, they're all targeting a dog, which at least saves me from getting hit. Man, they are hitting us hard. There's a whole gang of something back there. Jades are a really good gem for combat. They increase your attack speed. You get like a bunch of them in there. They can do a lot of stuff. Okay, that's a socketed one. Ooh. Okay, 2 damage dealt. Yes, obviously we're keeping that. I don't need either mana or stamina recovered, but I do want to keep a socket around. That's handy. Until I find something better, I might as well. After playing this for years, you get pretty good at figuring out how to fit things into a pack like this. Because you have to.
Your pet has departed.
The item I'm using as a weapon is one of the most enraging to find as loot. Because it's enormous. It is 2 full bars. Takes up a huge amount of space. It's not the only scythe that does it, but it is the earliest one, and it has the most staying power. You'll see them more often than any of the other types. The other types of scythes that do that are like Battle, War, and Reaper scythes, and those are much higher level weapons, so they don't show up until later in the game. And even then, they show up in smaller numbers. The Vecta Corbin, however, is like the... Oh, no! Is like the favorite weapon of bugbears. Oh, my word. Oh, my word, he's going to kill me. Lucky crit, lucky crit.
Your pet has returned.
Nope. Kill him.
Your health is low. You have
Oh, my
completed
word.
the quest.
Okay, we're going back to town right now.
You step into the
Literally
portal.
just for healing and health stuff. I cannot keep doing this.
Good day
You
to
feel
you.
refreshed.
Yeah, that heart beating is low
I
health.
have many mystic
never heard that
items
before.
for sale.
Okay, give me that. Healing Charm has 8 uses,
You enter the portal.
and they heal you like as much as a major healing potion. Maybe a little less, but it's a lot. It's enough to keep me going. They're expensive, but they're great items to have around. The Super Healing Charms cost 10,000, but they heal you like 300 or 400 hit points, which is enough to pretty much full heal you no matter what your level is, unless you have really invested in Vitality and HP increasing items. Okay. Yeah, there's a weird behavior sometimes where when the enemies get injured, they run away. I don't see it always, but I do see it at times. I don't know exactly what triggers it, because some enemies do that and some don't. Usually, it's the sort of enemies you would expect to do it, but even beetles or spiders would try to run when they're on low health. And by the
A
kind...
trap has been sprung.
Whoa! Wow. Sure.
Your pet has been
Okay, my
transformed.
pet is now permanently stronger. My word. This game is something else right now. That noxious gel was getting ready to fire lightning at us. I could hear it charging up.
That is impossible.
Okay, you
Your
get out of
pet has
here. I'm
departed.
healing. Oh my word, that's a lot of imps. Okay, let's see if... Some of them are with a shaman, some of them I don't think are. Ah, that's an artifact. That's a big deal. That's a lot of money. Okay, kill that shaman. They separated? What is that? Haste? That's haste. Which is a really powerful spell. If you pair haste with like an actual martial build, which isn't that difficult to do, you just have to invest a little bit in magic and maybe a little bit into defensive magic casting. You can increase your damage output by quite a bit.
Your pet has returned.
I don't think my pet can poison people, even though it is a poisonous spider.
Your
Can't
pack
remember
is full.
if that's an actual restriction or not. I don't
You have
think
sprung
it
the
can.
trap. You cannot carry anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. So 25% attack bonus, 10% improved chance of block, 3 dual wielding. Sort of a weird mix. Why would you need chance of block if you're dual wielding? But either way, that's more stuff on it, so it's more money to me. Okay, that is a lot of spears. Okay, well, we have enough room.
Your pet
back.
has departed.
Pet will probably come back with anywhere between 10 and 20,000 gold. Just because of that artifact. It's going to be worth a lot. It's a...
You have sprung the
That's a
trap.
Jackal Fiend. It's not a particularly powerful artifact because it's a short sword. Anything that doesn't have... Ouch. Anything that doesn't have usage requirements on it isn't going to be worth as much as anything that does. Alright.
You have completed the quest.
Well, that's those 2 bosses down. And a skeleton that I was not here to kill, but that we did kill. That thing was rough, that skeleton. Yeah, good. Kill the wolves immediately. They're the worst.
Your pet has returned.
Yeah, you can pretty much guarantee... Oh, my word! How much money did he bring? A lot of money. He brought a lot. I didn't actually see it. And you see, this is why you have increased chance of magical items dropping. This is the very reason, because you'll also get those more often. Although 2 in 1 level this early, that's exceptionally rare. I've had it happen before. Like I said, you'll get the shields more often than anything else. I've not even seen all the artifacts that are in the game, because most of them are much higher level items. And I don't really have a full catalog, because Fate is not exactly a well-played game that a lot of people know a lot about, with easily accessible information and lists online. I know there are 2 at least. One is called, like, Granny's Gift or something, and another one is a piece of cheese. They're both headwear, but one of them is, like, rabbit ears, and then one is a literal piece of cheese that you wear on your head.
Your pet has increased in power.
So there are some weird ones, and those are not... There's no basic item type that is the same as those. Those are just funky objects. Okay, get going again.
Your pet has departed.
I've had to send him out a bunch already. Oh, I should have given him the potions. Ah, my bad. I do not make mid-dungeon runs back to town normally. Me going back for a healing charm, that is a very rare experience, because usually I don't like to go back until I'm ready to actually do everything.
You have sprung the trap.
I don't know why exactly. It's just sort of a feeling in the back of my head that tells me, don't do it, it's wrong. Even though it, you know, obviously isn't wrong. It does feel somewhat unnatural,
Your pet
though.
has returned.
Wow, that thing wasn't worth very much. Skull Thud. Get going
Your
again.
pet has departed.
Most of that stuff's not magical, but... Another boss! Okay, kill his health. Yes, waste your time doing whatever you're doing. Trust me, sewer rats, not worth summoning in battle anyway. If it were fire drakes or something, then it would be. Because a fire drake at level 28 probably one-shots me every time. I've had to fight a voltaic gel that summoned a fire drake on level 1 before. That was miserable. I spent like 15 minutes. I'd appear, I'd get 1 or 2 hits at most, and then immediately die again. And when you die in this game, you have to choose how you come back to life. And there's like
Your pet has
3 different
returned.
options. One of them is you like leave all your gold where you are, and then you appear at a random spot on a level of the dungeon within 3 levels of where you are. It could be the same level, it could be a completely different level. Speed for 10 seconds. Yeah, no, without any attack magic or attack, it's just sort of a waste of time. I get more value out of just beating the enemy in combat. Oh, wow. Got a bunch of piercing resistance. Whatever, hit him anyway. Got him. Another flawless grouper.
You are overburdened.
Okay, get out of here.
Your pet has departed.
I'm already almost full up again.
A trap has been sprung.
Studded cap. Not worth.
You have sprung a trap.
Oh, what do you know? That cursed sword was level 7. Was I wrong about how they level those too? There's one of every kind.
You are poisoned.
It had to be the last room of the entire dungeon.
You are refreshed.
Okay. Well, I think that's this level cleared. Like I said, these ones here, the manor house looking ones, they are the longest, the most windy kind
Your
of
pet
levels.
has returned.
Well, I made, what, 30 grand off of that trip? That was a big one. And we haven't even turned in our quests yet.
You enter the portal.
It was a huge win. Yeah, whenever I gamble with the guy, I almost always stick to just jewelry. See, the thing is,
You have gained in experience.
jewelry has
and
a
skill.
base cost to it, but it's not a very high base cost. Any other items, anything else, these ones' costs go up with their stats, as you would expect. But because of that, any high-level weaponry or armor is going to cost a lot
You
of
cannot
money.
carry
day to
anymore.
Oh. It's going to cost a lot of money.
Welcome, friend.
You have received a
Because, you know, the stats themselves... First, he sells at a highly inflated price anyway, this guy does. But even without that, the stats of the item are combining with the magic
You have
to
received
pretty
the
much
quest.
exponentially increase the cost.
Good
You
day.
feel refreshed.
So that ends up being a little bit too much usually when there is a major risk of getting either a negative, like enchantment or whatever on the thing, or just an underwhelming
received
one
a quest.
that's not very helpful. Either one of those things are options, and so I just avoid the whole rat's nest by never
I have
buying
many mystic items
gear
for
unless I
sale.
think it's really worth it. Okay, that's a lot of bonuses, but let's actually break this down. Vitality's handy. Reduced item requirements is meh. A little bit of an extra attack speed. The only real thing that tempts me with that is that it has a defense of 12. But let me take a look here. Oh yeah, the main point of why I buy jewelry from the gambler is because jewelry doesn't have anything more than the base couple hundred cost of whatever it is. And so if I buy it, I'm just buying the bonuses, and I can always use them. Okay, well, you don't have any zircons. Let's see. But first, let's just sell off the trash. I don't need this stuff. Yeah, get rid of that.
All of life's a gamble.
That's a nice helmet. That's a nice scythe. 30 to 54 damage. Yeah, that increased my potential by quite a bit. I think the orc scythe is pretty solid, too. No, that's worse than mine. Only by a little bit. It's better than a standard back to Corbin.
Never have you seen such fine craftsmanship.
You've got nothing but the... When did I pick up boots? They're not very good boots. That is not good enough to warrant 34 grand, though. Not at this point. Imperial Helm is a solid helmet, but I can't use it yet. This is my favorite track of the game.
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay, that thing's almost out. Sure, 2 of those is probably enough. They heal more than a standard healing potion. Okay, that's worth it. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, 24. Okay, I can still, it's worth it to sell this. We take this. I have an empty slot there. You. Extract gems, item will be destroyed, gem free to use. Yeah, do that. Okay, boom. So now I didn't lose my zircon, and we're up to some good gear. With some really solid defense now. Good boots. I still need better gloves, but everything else is pretty solidly leveled to my position.
Never have you seen such
Okay,
fine
I will buy that
craftsmanship.
for the future. You got nothing else I want. And I
I
don't
have
think
many
any of
mystic
your stuff. Let me
items
double
for
check
sale.
again. Defense, vitality, movement speed, solid, but not solid enough to replace either of those. Yeah, same thing here. Axe and attack bonus. A little extra damage. Movement speed, strength, and life. If the numbers were higher, those are the right stats to draw my attention, but the numbers aren't high enough. And did you have any jewelry? You did have jewelry. 5,000? Okay, that's a lot of money, so that thing's probably really good. I say a lot, it's actually not that much. That's not much. Yeah, that's slightly better. Critical strike. Yeah, we'll do that. There's only a 2% chance of finding magical items anyway. So we'll do that. Let's give it a shot. It's a gamble. Ooh! 100% worth it. I'm getting another Zircon. And this time I'm sticking to a superior one. That's what I want. Well, I won't say that. I will hopefully get a superior.
I have many mystic items for
But
sale.
if all I get is a standard Zircon, then that's what we work with. I will not settle
Be
for a
welcome,
cracked, though. Not when I
traveler.
have the money to not need that.
I have many mystic
Nope.
items for sale.
Yeah, instead of fishing, this is what I do to get more money out of the game. I just stack up Zircons, and then I get
have
so
many
much
mystic
magical
items
stuff.
for sale.
Yeah, I guess that'll do. Disappointing. 3% chance of finding magic items, but not enough to overcome either of those. Whoops. I remember one time, my best character I ever played, I got this incredibly powerful necklace. I had a bunch of incredibly powerful gear, but my favorite one by far was this necklace I had. And it wasn't even unique. It was just pink, like it wasn't even teal. And it gave me like a
You step into the
34%
portal.
vitality, 54% strength, and 51% dex bonus. So basically, all three of my major stats just increased by 50%. It was huge. That thing alone turned my character into a powerhouse. And then I had like 7 other items that were also a big deal. Because of that, I could never decide what to hand down, and I ended up handing down nothing to I never even made an actual character or a descendant for that character, and eventually I lost that character on something. I don't know how that happened, but I did eventually lose him. Alright, well I think that's good for this one. We moved down 5 levels. We have been incredibly profitable. I already killed 13 bosses. That is more than 2 a level. That is very uncommon for me. I've leveled up pretty rapidly. We made a ton of money. Sold several artifacts already and lots of unique stuff. And I've already got my economy going. This usually doesn't happen for another 5 levels or so. Like, it takes me longer, generally, to get some slots and some Zircons going. But I've been making so much cash that I can actually do that right now. So my goal is basically to keep this train rolling until my strength is high enough till it starts to bottom out. Basically, there's a lot of gear that you can get, but there's a lot more early and mid-game gear than late-game gear that's worth wearing. And so once I get probably the next level or 2 of, like, breast armor equipped, and then I start getting some other stuff up to date too, then I will start enchanting with extra money my gear, using the enchanter in town. And that's how you really get this thing going. You just keep your sockets, or try to get more sockets, and when you do get more, load them up with Zircons. And you just keep on just making huge amounts of money, and using that guy to make your gear worth wearing, basically. Because the thing is, he can add sockets. The enchanter can add sockets to an item. And he can also take away enchantment. That's a thing he can do. He can make something unique, he can just regularly enchant it, or he can add sockets. But he can also add curses, some of which are really bad, but most of which you can work around. And he can also take away all the magic on an item, which is why, and that risk gets higher the more stuff is on it. It's why if I ever have a unique item, a teal one, I never use him for it at all, unless I have literally no choice in whatever system I'm doing. But if he adds sockets, those never get taken away. So it's worth trying to get sockets and stuff, because you never know how many he'll add, and he can always add more if your thing doesn't have a max. It's like 1 for every piece of jewelry, 2 for anything that's got 4, I think maybe 3 for armor and shields, but I can't remember. It's 2 or 3 for those. I think 2 for belts, 2 for helmets, and then it can be anywhere from 2 to 4 for weapons, depending on the size. So I'm using polearms, I can get up to 4. And at that point, if I have enough Zircons in use that I'm making a ton of money anyway, then I can start focusing on other gems to augment my stuff further. But yeah, we're already moving pretty well along here. So I'm gonna end this one here. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope people want to keep watching this. I probably won't do like a super long time playing Fate. Maybe just get to the final boss and then end it. If I even take it that far, if people aren't interested, then I might not. It is a pretty repetitive game, but I like it. I've been wanting to play it, and I kind of wanted to put it on my channel, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, then stick around and you will see some more of it. Please check the link in the description as well for my book. I have written a book. If you like the look of it, then please give it a read and leave a review. That would help me out a lot. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.